Hey guys, Shy Cubs fan 14 or John here, bringing you a little gameplay from Village. I was running around with the M14 with a red dot and a silencer. Had a pretty good game, 12 and 1. I did a lot of camping, so just know that up front, but that's not what I wanted to talk about today. Today, a Marine who used his Facebook page to criticize President Obama was discharged from the Marine Corps. Sergeant Gary Stein, who served his country honorably for 9 years, was given an other than honorable discharge from the Corps today. An other than honorable discharge is given to a Marine who commits a serious offense that significantly differs from conduct expected from a Marine. The board that approved the discharge found Stein violated rules limiting political conduct by service members. Stein, who's currently based at Camp Pendleton near San Diego, California, called President Obama a liar in a January 26 post to the Armed Forces Tea Party Facebook page, which Stein created. 2 days later, he said the president was the domestic enemy our oath speaks about. And for those of you that don't know what the oath is or aren't familiar with the military, the oath is what service members take upon their induction into the military, and part of that oath is to defend the Constitution of the United States from both foreign and domestic enemies. In a March 4th posting, Stein questioned President Obama's birth certificate, and he said he would refuse to obey orders given by the president. He later clarified this by saying illegal orders, which referred to the military being sent to Syria without congressional approval. While the First Amendment to the Constitution protects free speech rights of ordinary citizens, a Defense Department rule prohibits service members from engaging in some forms of political activity. Stein said he carefully followed the Defense Department's directive, and the allegations are no more than an agenda by the Marine Corps to make an example of him. He wrote on his Facebook page, "Even though I will be discharged, no one can take the title of Marine away from me. I thank my family and friends for their support and love. Today is just the start of the rest of my life. Semper Fi." Stein said earlier this month that the case against him was weak, based on personal opinion and not on legal aspects. Nearly 30,000 people like Stein's Armed Forces Tea Party page on Facebook. Facebook members responding to the news of his discharge were largely supportive. Another member had a different perspective, though, saying Stein's punishment should have been expected. The comment said, "For any of you that thought he was going to get away with anything but other than honorable, you really don't know jack about the military." While I was reading this story, my thoughts immediately went to a famous Marine. His name is Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, and he said these famous words that some of you might remember. "You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You know that luxury. You have that luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth, because deep down, in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom I provide, then questions the manner in which I provide it. I'd rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to." Pretty powerful speech, but wait a minute. Oh, that was from a movie, and the name of that movie was A Few Good Men. And the person who gave that speech actually was Jack Nicholson, which most of you probably remember. But let me ask you a question. How can we curtail the liberty of free speech to a member of the armed services who protects that right for you and me? Why can Ted Nugent say that if President Obama is reelected, Ted Nugent will either be dead or in prison this time next year and not suffer any ramifications? The only ramification he got was free publicity and being talked to by the Secret Service. Are insults a more serious offense than alluding to threatening the life of our president? I have to tell you, I'm a former Marine, and I was in the Marine Corps from 1982 to 1986. In 1984, I had the honor of going to Beirut, Lebanon, while there was an action going on there, and I believe I served honorably. I have to tell you quite honestly that this story rips at my soul, as I understand the mindset of the Marine Corps. We're trained that the individual is not above the unit, the individual is not above the company, the individual is not above the battalion, and the individual definitely is not above the Corps. Semper Fidelis means always faithful in Latin. But my questions for you are this. Did Sergeant Stein deserve to be discharged for his comments? Should all Americans enjoy the same rights regardless of their occupation? Please leave a comment and let me know what you think. I hope that you guys like the way that the channel is coming along. We'll continue to work on some different ideas. We're just looking at technical aspects. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button. If you're feeling crazy, give us a subscription. We love having you here.